Well, if you look at the back of my wheel here, you can see that it's all wet. So, yep, I gotta do a wheel seal on my Duramax.
Hi, I'm Josh, and this is Cars and Joshy.
The way that you can tell that it's a wheel seal is the closer you get, the more you can smell gear oil smell. So that's definitely gear oil there. So I'm gonna pull off this axle here. I'm just taking the brake caliper loose so that I can slide this this rotor off. Got your typical rear disc brake setup here where the parking brake sits inside the rotor hat here, and you can see just by kind of looking at it, it was pretty soaked in here with gear oil. I wiped it down a little bit already, but I'll go over here and show you what it looks like still. You can see how wet it is all around the parking brake shoes right here. I'll spray as much brake clean as I can in there, but I rarely use my parking brake for anything, so I'm not going to rebuild it right now. Whoever did this last really liked silicone. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of like a castle nut, sort of, but there's a lock ring back there. Slide that out and get this nut off and be able to pull the whole hub off. I was just looking at something here. You can see kind of these grooves are wallowed out, like somebody who did this before didn't know what the hell they were doing. And then look at my threads on this. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get this nut off of here, and if I do get it off, I don't know if it's gonna go back on. And I don't think I got a die big enough for this axle tube or axle housing. Man, I sure hope that comes off and goes back on. Y'all, buy the right tools for the job. Don't be sloppy. Buy the right tools for the job so that you don't screw somebody else over later down the line. I know it's hard to find people with some courtesy in the world today, but look, just don't be that person, all right? I had this snap ring that was sitting in there. I just pulled that out with a little hook like that, lifted it up and pulled it out. I think there's one more thing in here. Looks like a little key. There we go. Got that out. Moment of truth, I should just be able to take that off by hand all the way out. Use that socket for a little bit of assistance. There we have it. And we should just be able to pull this off and go swap out that seal. Now, why you be like that? Why do you want to be like that, huh? A little bit to me. There goes the bearing. So when I pulled the hub off, the actual seal stayed on the axle tube on the truck. So that's kind of fun. Now I got to figure out how to get something back behind this and pry it off. I really don't want to take those parking brakes apart, but I might have to now. Well, it should have came out with the hub and everything, but no, I wanted to stay on here. Let me get this little guy back here. There we go. Like I said earlier, right tool for the right job. You don't end up messing things up. I'm on a race now to beat the sun, so I don't really have a seal driver big enough to sit on the actual metal part of the seal, so I'm hoping that this will get it started and then I can just hammer down around it. So try and get this started in there. I have a feeling that this little picnic table is gonna give way here, so I guess we'll see. Alright, so cleaned up the flange some more. Since I got the seal in here and it's ready to go back together, and I'm trying to beat the sunset, I'm probably going to go ahead and just throw it all back together and then cut the camera back on once I got it there. So we'll go ahead and carry this back out there, start the reassembly. But basically that's how you replace the wheel seal. Going back together is just the reverse of taking it apart. So let me get this put back on and I'll catch you guys in a minute. I got the caliper back on. I got the rotor and everything back in there. All I have to do is throw the wheel back on there and then tighten the lugs and tighten these axle shaft bolts, and then it'll be done. So let me move my tools out of the way, put the wheel back on there, get it lowered on the ground, and then I'll torque all that stuff down. Well, I got the wheel seal replaced by sundown, but to get the wheel torqued on and the axle torqued down and all that stuff took me a little bit because my torque wrench kept dying on me. I had to keep restarting it and resetting the torque spec and all that stuff. It's a digital one. I guess I could have just grabbed the manual torque wrench and been done with it, but I kept fighting with the digital one. So anyways, it's all back together now. Got the tools picked up, so that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching Cars and Joshy. Josh out.